No free time, but we lucked out and got her anyway. Lori Bates, our director. We meet the Honorable Virginia Foxx. She is, of course, our representative from the 5th Congressional District of North Carolina, Republican. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Jim. It has been a while.
There's so many things I want to get done. We have so little time. I know you got to hit the road. First off, let's talk about Iran. Secretary Kerry brokered this deal with Iran. Iran hates us. I don't think that's any news flash. They said, well, it's going to be a 10-year ban on nuclear weapons, but they can have other weapons. I don't know. What do you think about this deal?
I think it's a terrible deal. You know, we started out by saying we were never going to let Iran become have nuclear capability. And now, basically, all we're doing is paving the way for Iran to get nuclear capability in 10 years or less. It's a terrible deal. It's not just a terrible deal for the U.S. and for Israel. It's a terrible deal for the world.
Can it be stopped?
Yes, it can be stopped. We will be having a vote probably the second week in September. I believe we can pass a resolution of disapproval. I have signed on to that. It's introduced by Congressman Royce from California, chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee. And the big issue will be, we'll pass it, the president may veto the disapproval, then we'll have to try to override his veto.
Rework it some. Let me talk about the Trans-Pacific Partnership very quickly. I hate this thing. As much damage as NAFTA has done, this is like NAFTA Part 2. I know Congress was skeptical at first. Now it sounds like you guys are going to sort of buckle under to this. Where are we?
Well, we didn't pass the Trans-Pacific Partnership. That is still in negotiations. And frankly, Jim, I would be really surprised if that ever gets passed because there are so much problems with it. What we did do was pass the Trans-Pacific Agreement, which tied the hands of the president. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of misconceptions out there about the TPA. The TPA was not something we did for the president, it's something we did to the president. And again, I know you hate it, but it actually holds the president accountable not to let another NAFTA-style program pass.
Okay.
So people have been really misled
There's got to be
about
full
the
disclosure
TPA.
now.
Yeah, well, the TPA itself is out there. I got lots of letters saying this is a secret deal. It's not a secret deal. The TPA is out there in public. I mean, anybody can read it that wants to. The TPP is still being negotiated, but I read all the time about problems here. Dairy is a problem. Cheese is a problem. There are just many, many problems. So again, I will be frankly surprised. If anything happens, I think it will be under the next president, not under this president.
The Student Success Act was passed, and I know you helped get that done. You've also been active in some other educational acts and legislation. You're big on education.
I am. I came from extreme poverty, very extreme poverty. And the only thing that helped me get out of poverty was to get a good education and to get 3 degrees that gave me choices. So I'm big on having strong education. Let me tell you about the Student Success Act. Unfortunately, under President Bush and doubling down under President Obama, the federal government started controlling local education. I want to get the federal government out of education. And what we did with the Student Success Act, it's actually the latest authorization of the ESEA. But what we did was we said the federal government can't impose Common Core on any state.
Good.
And it also cannot impose the elements of No Child Left Behind, which had gotten passed under President Bush. President Bush had good intentions, but when you turn things to the bureaucrats, Jim, good intentions turn into bad work.
Absolutely. Before we run out of time, the #1 cause of bankruptcy, as you know, in America is still high medical bills. If you could rewrite the Affordable Care Act or get rid of it, or they gave it up to you, so Virginia, just do whatever you want to, would you be in favor of capping health insurance premiums?
No. I think what we do is we turn health insurance back to the private sector.
But they're gouging us.
No, they haven't been. When the states are in control of it, they won't gouge. Think about this for a minute, Jim. Think about car insurance. Think about homeowners insurance. Those programs are run out of the state.
Right.
And your car insurance and your homeowners insurance don't go up drastically because the commissioners of insurance keep those down. When the states are in control, now you see a different situation. You put the federal government in control, you have problems. What we need are patients and the states and the doctors back in control of health insurance and health care. And that's what's missing with Obamacare.
Well, I'm just so glad you could take a few minutes to be with us. I know you're busy, the busiest person I know, the hardest working person in Congress that I know, but thanks for stopping by. We've got up on screen fox.house.gov. I hope people go to that website and find out what all Virginia's up to.
I hope they will, and if they live in the district, sign up for my weekly newsletter, sign up for my Fox report. We do our best to keep people informed. They can write me, they can call me, meet with me.
Well, they can yell at you.
Oh, I get lots of that.
You know, Virginia Fox, we'll be right back after this.